The Open Video Project is an ongoing effort to develop an open-source digital video repository that can be used by researchers, students, and the public. As of the fall of 2001, the collection indexes almost a half terabyte of content from more than 1,600 video segments drawn from over 1,100 different titles. Our primary goals are to create and study an open-source repository of digital video and use the repository as a test bed for our video browsing interface research. We aim to provide people with agile interfaces that allow them to manage multiple levels of granularity as they search and browse video. In this demonstration, we'll focus on our efforts to create and test different surrogates to preview video segments and show prototypes of our Agile Views approach to the larger video browsing interface in which these previews are embedded.
Once someone has identified a set of potentially relevant video segments, it is crucial to provide them with rapidly digestible information to make decisions about looking at more detailed surrogates or downloading the full segment. We are designing and testing 3 types of surrogates that provide quick previews for segments: storyboards, slideshows, and fast forwards. Previous work has demonstrated the importance of both linguistic and visual cues in video surrogates, so our initial studies include 5 surrogates: slideshows with text keywords, slideshows with audio keywords, storyboards with text keywords, storyboards with audio keywords, and fast forwards. Storyboards consist of arrays of keyframes, thus offering users control over how they scan the keyframes at the expense of screen real estate. In our user study, we implement this surrogate under 2 linguistic conditions, with keywords as text for the segment placed below the storyboard and as vocalizations of those keywords. Slideshows consist of the keyframes displayed in succession, shown here at the rate of 250 milliseconds, thus maximizing screen real estate at the expense of user control. As with the storyboards, 2 linguistic condition variations are tested. Fast forwards consist of the entire segment with periodic frames left out, optimizing motion sequences and providing good screen real estate usage at the expense of user control. In our user study, we have equalized the time for each surrogate so that people gain roughly 6-to-1 compaction advantage in using any of the surrogates rather than the real-time segment.
Our current design direction is to embed the different preview surrogates as options for users in the interface. Our goal is to provide users with agile views for different granularities and characteristics. In essence, a multiplicity of indexes that are easily manipulated according to the preferences of each user. To illustrate our first implementation toward this goal, consider a keyword search for automobiles that returns 23 segments. The user can quickly scan the list and get a preview of those of interest. In this case, an advertising segment, which in turn leads to alternative surrogates such as segment details or source video metadata. We are working on ways to add other alternatives as shown in the following mock-ups. At the courses level of granularity, a user may wish to gain an overview for the entire collection. This can be done with a tabular summary or a visual summary of the collection, indexed by the metadata most relevant to our users. Here, the user has moused over the Agile View icon to display an overview of the collection organized by genre. This not only gives the user some visual information about the titles in the collection, but by showing each video title displayed on a separate tab panel according to genre, the user is able to focus on the part of the collection that is most appropriate for her needs. The collection is also indexed by duration, sound, and color. The user can also display previews of specific segments that are indexed by visual and audio features such as human faces, brightness, and the presence of superimpositions.
In this demonstration, we have focused on video previews that help people make decisions about the relevance of video segments. These previews are embedded in a complete video retrieval interface that supports several kinds of search and browse functions by giving people agile control over multiple views of data at different granularities. We invite you to visit the Open Video website to view the current progress of our work.